Welcome to BattleTech in the Morning with Captain Nips. I am Captain Nips, and today we're going to continue to poke around a little bit more with the game files. We're going to continue to greet the sun with some high energy weapons. Today we're going to play with some extended range lasers. So one of the wonderful Lost Tech developments in the BattleTech canon was lasers that could shoot further. You know, the kind of thing that lets you reach out and touch someone with high energy photons. So what I've done is I've taken that wonderful catapult build that I had before, and I've traded out all of its armament for a pair of ER large lasers and a quartet of ER medium lasers. Now, I would have also fixed up the build to make it correct per a mech lab build, per the construction rules, but I was having some problems with the data files, so instead I've just swapped out all the weapons, changed the stock C1 mediums to ERs, and I swapped out the LRMs for ER large lasers, took out the ammunition, and left everything the way it was. If you were to try and make this build by making those minor changes, it actually leaves you some extra tonnage. You could put some more heat sinks on the catapult, which would be great because ER lasers are so much more heat intensive than their regular brethren. But we're going to give it a whirl anyway. And today I'm also going to test out a little bit of that tactic that I said I haven't really tried, which is having a runner move forward of my lance, get line of sight on a target so that the rear elements of my lance could fire directly but at long range. So I'm going to give that a try as well. And for this, I think what I'm going to do, instead of going all catapults like I have tended to in some of these poking at the files videos, I'm going to take my fourth mech as a Jenner, because it's light but fast and durable enough. I don't think I need to really dip into the lower end speed mechs like the Locusts and the Commandos and whatnot. I think that something light enough, fast enough, but still could take a hit or two or three, maybe four, will serve us well. And on that note, we are immediately going to put Paradise in that mech because there is no reason not to. Also, we're going to bump this up, the budget up. We'll get to this side in a moment. On this side, I want, as per usual, the best gunnery I can get. I think I'm actually gonna skip Sumo today. So let's go with Wildfire and Kraken and Apex. Sure. Maybe with our Precision Strike we can get some things going. Maybe we play with the multi-target. I don't know that I ever will. It seems like tactically a questionable decision to ever split your fire like this, but that's a question to be answered later. We'll figure that out later. On the other side, let's see. So we could go with any of the heavy stuff. Heavy battle. Heavy battle kind of lines up. I don't want to say comparably. That's actually bad. Let's do cavalry. You know, we fought that a bunch of times. Fire. So it's got Jaeger mechs. Certainly. Jaeger mech. Curious. So I had to do a reinstall. The game, I was having problems with the game files. I figured, alright, let's just uninstall and reinstall a game. So everything's mostly back to stock. The only changes that I've made after I reinstalled the game were to fix my Locust, back to the small laser build, catapult, clearly for this video, and then the Atlas, I've set it to no cost for a future endeavor. So let's leave these Jaeger mechs alone. These Jaeger mechs seem fine. Battlemaster is going to be a rough fight regardless, and a Commando, we'll see. I mean, the enemy team I expect will try the same tactic that I'm using. Let's see who does it better. It's for map. I would really love to be on a cold map. I continue to suspect whether Alpine River is actually considered cold environmentally. Frozen day, why not? I do also want nice clear lines of fire since I'm going for a direct kind of fire support long range tactic here, so strategy. Let's get into it.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
So I did take a look at the data files for the ER lasers after the unfortunate incident of the pulse laser video, wherein I discovered that maybe the pulse lasers aren't giving you the accuracy that pulse lasers are supposed to have, and in fact are worse for accuracy as a consequence. Poking around at the data files for the ER series of weapons, specifically the mediums and larges that I'm playing with right now, it looks like they definitely have a range bonus. They're definitely longer range weapons. The question that I wasn't really able to parse from just looking at the data files is, okay, the max range is better, but is the optimum range also improved? I want to say yes based on the numbers, but reading those data files can be hard sometimes, and you stare at enough numbers long enough and eventually your brain kind of gives up and you move on with your life. So let's move Paradise up first. We want him hustling down into vision range anyway. And then, as opposed to my normal hunkering up in this corner, where do I want to go to kind of set up? I want to set up kind of a firing line. These catapults have jump jets. That actually probably wouldn't hurt me to just line up on this ridge here. I think it has a reasonably good line of sight down into the valley and across it without having too many obstructions in the way. So let's head that way.
Standing by. I'm receiving you. Moving out.
Alright. Get the lance moving. Get our eggs on legs hustling. Since we're probably going to careen straight into the enemy team and them likewise into us, this is probably going to mean contact very shortly. Probably on round 2, if not round 1. Not round 1.
Aye, aye.
So, let's get down in it. Sprint down. Let's see what gives us the best sensor reach so we can kind of get an idea here. It looks like somewhere... no, I want the spot. Somewhere around here.
Yes,
Probably
Commander.
pick up a few sensor traces in that location as we move up. Yep, there's one.
What's this? An enemy presence?
Yep, and there's more. Yep, there we go. All right, so
Technical adversary.
yep,
Commander,
we see the enemy team. Unfortunately, we are not in position. Well,
engaging jump jet.
you can just run over here.
Aye, aye.
Wildfire. Likewise.
Confirmed.
A little tight squeeze. I was hoping to be better lined up along this tree line here before we got into the thick of it, but there's still some time to sort that out. So there's our commando. Come on, stay in line of sight. Unfortunately, that's a problem because he's down under cover of this ridge in the river, which from our mechs up here is probably not going to have line of sight. That's unfortunate. So what I think I'll do is I will take Paradise. I'm just going to move him. I'm going to move him so that he gets his evasion bonus. I don't want to sprint too far away because what I'm hoping is that, say, the Panther moves down into here and tries to either set up or take some shots. But I want to get out of that commando's line of sight for now.
It will be done.
So I really want to test this reach out and laser things from a distance theory. Didn't see it. Okay. At the very least, we can kind of set up along this ridge in a slightly more favorable way.
On my way.
So let's move here. I probably could reserve a unit or two just to see if their heavier mechs... Ooh, Camera, because the enemy was moving. If their enemy mechs do move down into this area with a clear line of sight, then maybe I can try and get my lines on them. So how about that? Last thing on their lineup is an Atlas. I'll reserve, just out of curiosity, is that Atlas close enough that it's going to move down into visible territory? I think the answer just got proven as no. No, it did not. So let's continue to set ourselves up here. And hunker down.
Yes, Commander.
Got a forested spot right here on the corner.
Affirmative.
Right on the edge of that terrain. Hunker down for now. Alright. So this commando's probably just going to traipse along here. Maybe he wheels around? Nope. Alright, he's staying undercover. We probably... Yeah, no, there's still too much of a ridge right here, so there's not going to be a good line of sight down this way. So, what do we got going on up here? This guy behind the rock. Guy up there. I think I'm actually going to reserve for now. Paradise still has evasion from the last round, so even if something comes down here and takes a shot at him, he'll probably get a good chance to avoid it. Man, just can't get eyes on things. Alright, so if this is the Panther, which I'm... Oh, that is definitely not the Panther. That's the Orion then. Which means I'm going to hazard a guess to say this is actually the Panther and the Atlas is still way, way back up here. So,
You have orders?
how about we try and get a line on it now? Sure, why not? Let's go here, get a line on it.
Of course.
And I have already forgotten that I changed the enemy lance to something that it was. So this is Jaeger Battlemaster Commando. Not what I was just thinking. As per usual, I continue to be bad at remembering things and executing on plans. At the very least,
Unloading a full salvo.
we can get this party started. Ooh, so dodges. So he ran down the hill. It's going to be a problem. I almost don't want to expose my... Ooh, man. So there we go. So it's got a line to me, but...
I'm under heavy fire.
Alright.
Standing by.
Does not have line of sight from here.
Receiving you.
Does not have line of sight from here.
Standing by.
She has line of sight from here. Alright, cool. I'm not gonna get... Oh, that's interesting. I wish I could get the arc with range dialogue to see what exactly the kind of ranges I'm dealing with over here. Well, how about this? How about we'll go to one of these guys here, and we will take a move that puts us into a line of sight. This is what I wanted to see. What are we working with in terms of range indicators? So the ERs, as you can see as I'm rotating this around, plenty of range, no question there. The arc, you can kind of just barely see the arc. Oh wow, and it goes even further than that. I was just saying, you can just barely in the upper left corner of the video screen just barely see where the arc quits, but the arc doesn't actually quit. It goes out beyond that, presumably for the full complete range of the ER larges. Man, I want to test that out so bad. Maybe if I back up. How about if I back up? If I go back up here, I still need a line of sight. So here, and I can still pull this arc over enough to get a line on this guy up here.
On the move.
Optimal versus effective range. That's some pretty good range, and these lasers are still all at 95% chance to hit. height difference, target size, target moved. So I have a height advantage. The target is bigger, big-ish, but it moved. So the interesting thing to note right now in the way that the beta files are defined for these weapons, the ER lasers do not have the accuracy bonus that the regular lasers have. I did look at the rest of the file, and it looks like the ER lasers have a kind of slight critical chance bonus, a very tiny one. I don't know how much that matters, but the other thing we do see is if I'm going to fire all 6 of these guns, yeah, that's some heat. That's some definite heat. I think when I was looking at it in my tabletop mech construction program, in tabletop terms, we're going to generate like 4 times the heat of the heat sink's capacity on this mech. It was a lot. ER lasers are very hot, so I think what we'll do is we will not shut down, because that seems like a bad idea. But we can get both larges off here. Yes, this guy is evading. That's fine. Really wish I could get a line of sight, an actual line of sight on these guys up here. Maybe I can get my Jenner up on their hill. Yeah, got one. Got one through the armor. Did some damage. Get through the dodge. Alright, so
Ready for orders.
how much higher on this hill can we climb? How much further away can I put my mechs? I kind of want to put a guy right out here in case I can get a line of sight over to these guys here. I also kind of want to be in the water because these weapons are hotter than the surface of the sun. Let's see. Let's sprint over here. Just kind of continue to move along this ridge. This is going to turn into a very odd fight because I'm making some moves that I normally wouldn't choose to make, mostly because I really want to see how much of the reach of these lasers can I leverage, which unfortunately means putting these catapults very far back, but also, okay, great, that Battlemaster's there. He's probably going to plow this Jenner. Dodge, baby, dodge. It puts my catapults very far away, while at the same time I have to push this Jenner very far forward. Paradise.
Yes, Commander.
So, my man, we want to continue to keep lines of sight on things, but also not stand here. It's kind of a questionable place to move. Kind of want to get... Alright, so what we got? So, we'll leave this commando behind. Blocked. Did we shoot at this guy? Why not? Let's shoot at this guy. Watch our heat. Heat seems fine.
The target is confirmed.
Paradise has decent gunner skill. Gonna be a lot of dodges here. We snuck a laser through. All right, I can live with that. So what does his commando do? Just wheel back and probably laser and missile. Ah, yes, the large laser build. Good dodges. Good dodges. Paradise continuing to prove evasion. Still just completely dumb. This guy's gonna turn an autocannon. Hopefully we dodge all of that garbage. Yep, looking good, looking good. Alright. So now we've got all kinds of options. I think our first option is to get some of these guys that are on this back hill.
Commander.
Nope. There we go. Right here. I want you... This is kind of silly. I'm not going to be able to turn enough. That's obstructed. I don't want to obstruct this. Alright, so this...
On it.
We're going to take this from downtown. Boy, that is a lot. That is a long ways away. Officially out of the medium ER lasers range. Which seems great. Seems like, okay, there's a difference in the ranges here between the medium and the large. Still have a really good chance to hit with these ER larges at this, what is becoming an increasingly obscene distance. I don't think I've taken a shot from this far away in any game I've played of this beta so far. That feels like... That guy feels like he's on another planet from where I'm firing my guns. So let's fire my guns and see what happens. Let's see if we can melt some armor.
Confirmed.
Yeah, seems alright. Land a couple of 40-point hits. They're not autocannons, but what are in this game? Keep dodging, baby. Keep dodging. Alright. Alright.
That wasn't good.
You're fine. You're fine. Keep it together, man. Just
Yes,
keep it
Commander.
together. Alright, so, over here. Continuing to find... I mean, look at that. Look at this crazy arc. I don't know that the arc is even... okay, so the outer edge of the arc is rendering it... I think it's rendering right here. But I can't tell. I'm having a hard time discerning it because it might go further. I might be running out of... Okay, no, that has to be the extent of the arc, right? Like that, it can't be any further than that. Like, yeah, okay. There is the furthest extent of this range of fire. Wow, that is... I wish I could get further away and still have a clear shot on this guy. Cause
Moving to position.
like we're flinging Hail Marys from back here. Long ones. All right, what do we got for heat? And as per the instructional video about how to use your weapons, these things run hot. They run too hot. Whoa. All right. Boy, makes me wish that tinkering with the game files had allowed me to get those extra heat sinks in here right now. Why not?
Confirmed.
It's bad. It's a bad idea, but the enemy mechs are so far away at this point. Yeah.
Overheating,
I'm aware.
Commander.
That's cool.
Commencing shutdown.
It's cool. I mean, it's not cool. It's hot. But
Commander?
listen. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And this guy, and from here we're not. Yeah. See how down here behind a hill. It's further away, but it's behind a hill, which is not helpful. Let's go up into this forest, even though we don't need to be edging closer. I wouldn't mind the cover, even though the assertion that there is forest cover in this location is a bit specious to me. But I'm not going to tell the game it's a liar. Heat scale wise, we're good for now, at least for this first salvo. So let's continue to burn off some armor on the Battlemaster. Getting some hits. Starting to work that one side torso. Seems all right. So he has a PPC, a bunch of medium lasers, and an SR6. Lost a leg. Not great. Not great.
I'm hit.
I really hope... Oh. And I'm disappointed in that hope. The problem with what I'm trying to pull off here is that I need this mech alive and in a way that is capable of getting line of sight on the things down here. Because apparently our naked eyes on this hill cannot see that hill over there with enough clarity to reveal that there is a Battlemaster standing there, which is... If it were foggy out, I would understand. If it were raining out, I would understand. If there was a dust storm, I would understand. If it were dark, even slightly, I would understand. But the kind of artificial fog of war that is being imposed right now does not feel very good. Like, it's right there. I'm right here. Okay, it's snowing a little bit. Alright, fine. I will acquiesce to the point that it is snowing ever so slightly in this frozen wasteland, and thus Perhaps I cannot with my bare eyes. Lords. Paradise. Come on, man. I cannot see this Battlemaster from this hill in the distance. Fine, game. Fine. So this is the problem. I feel like this is a problem that's going to crop up trying to use this tactic in the game. Outside of, I mean, just in the game, period. The game files define the visible ranges that your mechs have a bubble around them, essentially. So like each mech has, from their location outward, a visual range in which if an enemy unit comes into that range, they will be revealed, as this Battlemaster on the hill is being revealed. The problem that I feel a little bit is that at least right now in the beta, that range feels really short. And definitely, like I said, if we lose this Jenner, we lose our spotter. We no longer can leverage the range of these guns. The range of these guns, yes, they're not technically part of the beta by default, fine. But we lose that extra range. I mean, even range from, say, things like autocannon 2s, autocannon 5s, PPCs. Default PPCs have reasonably good range. Direct fire LRMs at the full extent of their range. You lose a bunch of that range because of the visual range coming off of your units. That makes me sad. And that's kind of a... I don't mean to... I mean, I do mean to question everything. It's one of the great abilities we have as humans. Question everything. Why are things built the way they are? Why is this guy not dying from all my laser fire? These are the immortal questions we want answered. Why can't I shoot my ER large lasers from 3 football fields away and still connect? Hell, even regular large lasers. This guy over here probably doesn't shoot this Jenner over here if this Battlemaster does not have a line of sight to him. Keep dodging, baby. I appreciate that BattleTech, as a fictional set of systems, by design or by fiat, makes most combats medium to short range. Like, if you were to compare the weapon systems of BattleTech versus modern day real weapon systems beat the range just completely out of everything that's on this field on our screen by a factor of 10 or more.
Aye, aye.
So when you actually get something with some range in this little fiction of ours, to lose the ability to leverage it due to
Confirmed.
another arbitrary choice of, okay, I can only see 200 yards, 200 meters, whatever you choose. Boy, does that feel bad. And we're going to shut down again, because I want to keep poking. This Battlemaster's got armor for days.
Shut down. Can't fetch enough heat.
But we're kind of accomplishing the thing I set out to do today, which is, so long as that Jenner stays upright, my long-range direct fire support mechs
Commander.
are able to... Where are you? Oh, hey, yeah, you need to restart. That's cool. Are being given the capability to pull back at significant distance and shoot the enemy with our guns,
I'm here.
which is great. I would love to be able to see this leveraged even more. Ooh, we're just gonna nip him with this arc. That's fine.
Coordinates received.
If the enemy closes this distance and turns this into a medium to short range brawl,
Got to shut down.
I am completely and thoroughly up a creek with this loadout on these mechs. because they are over hot, clearly, and it's not that they're not good at short range, it's the fact that their heat is so high
Waiting orders.
that trying to keep any sort of consistent barrage going is basically impossible. So now we're kind of fighting with terrain in line of sight, which is fine. We still have the line of sight, which is important. He is overheating, so we'll just keep shooting these little medium lasers at him. There you go. That torso. Nice juicy exposed torso. I'd love to take one of those out. Ooh, taking hits. Come on, Paradise.
Internal structure damage.
I am well aware of how damaged you are. Yeah. And now this tactic falls apart, and it doubly falls apart on the back of ER lasers because at this point what I need to do is get into the river as fast as I can, and in a way that doesn't get my mechs completely obliterated in the process. So shall we take a tour? Shall we take a little walking tour of the map? I know this is going to make things a bit drawn out, and I don't intend to draw them out, but I would like to move to some positions that get me to water and don't get me shot in the process. These guys are going to continue. These guys up here are going to trail down this hill. These guys in the riverbed are going to trail up the river. I'm going to move up over this hill, down this embankment. Probably have to use jump jets to get over the hump unless I come around here. And then down into the river somewhere here. Get my feet, get my legs in the water, get the cooling bonus
Ready for orders.
that the water will afford us. Because otherwise,
Waiting for orders.
I'm guaranteed to lose this match.
All right. Back in action.
Just straight up get pummeled by their team. In the most kind of face-palmy way, because their weapons are not heat effective, but also not so grossly heat inefficient that mine are. Oh boy. Apparently it's rant day. It's been very ranty in this video. I apologize for that, viewers and listeners. I am a fan of all of these things. I'm playing a game about giant stompy robots on fictional worlds in the far-flung future, and that makes me all warm and giddy on the inside. Really, really deep down. I'm still having fun,
By.
and I'm enjoying every moment of
Double
this.
time. Let's go.
I also enjoy getting evasion off of a sprint for heavy mechs that really don't deserve it, but that's a different rant. Kind of curious as to what the AI is thinking it wants to do here. Is it actually just going to come up the hill and try and tail me? I think it's gonna. It's not going to try and outflank me.
Awaiting orders.
Surprise for them, I am not going to be here.
Here we go.
I have no intention of holding that hill. It actually makes me wonder when we get the campaign, we get the full game.
Commander.
How expansive are some of the maps going to be that we play
Understood.
on?
Moving fast.
One of the things that I really enjoy about the older Mech Commander games and kind of games of this type in general
Got it. Full
is
speed, no target.
also a double-edged sword. I'll get to that in a moment. I like having big spaces to maneuver in and explore. Like this kind of tactical maneuvering that I'm doing right
I've
now.
got another blip on my screen.
If the maps were smaller, and we've seen that a little bit on, say, the Stacks, which are a very confined map. Those sorts of maps don't give you the opportunity to really move around
Commander?
like this. And it's the kind I personally enjoy the kind of gameplay you get when you are given space to reposition and
Prepping for
maneuver.
jump.
I'm hoping that when we get the full campaign and we get the, I guess we're just gonna stand here, and we get the multiplayer with all of its maps and whatnot, that there's a good variety. Like, there's a place for small, contained, tight quarters maps, but I also feel like there's a place for very large, expansive maps that allow you to do kind of bigger scale maneuvering. Having a larger scale map on which to move and position is one of the things that
Yes,
gives
Commander.
light mechs a thing to do. And it's one of the downsides of Wherein Online, as much as I love it, that game is so much focused on the two enemy teams getting into combat in a short order way that light mechs often don't have a lot to do strategically. They're kind of just the smallest thing on your team that is shooting at the other guy. And that you can certainly do,
Aye, aye.
you absolutely can do some incredible work with a light mech in Wherein Online. Don't get me wrong, I am a light mech enthusiast.
Go into full throttle.
But because you don't have that space to kind of play around in, and every match turns into a, you know, their death ball and your death ball meet in the middle of the map and death ball, the fact that you've got a fraction of the armor of most of the mechs and a fraction of the armament of most of the mechs on the field, and it turns into a giant splatfest, takes away from what light mechs can do. Large maps with widespread objectives
I'm here.
is what I'm hoping for, and you know, catching up on
Copy that.
updates and progress and plans and what's going into the game. What's going into this BattleTech game. I got high hopes, not gonna lie. I have very high hopes for this game and for what it's gonna bring to the table when it's done and released. Oh, speaking of things getting released, you can only run so far and you can only run so fast before your past catches up with you, and in this case, I think the past has just caught up. Got some good dodges. Hopefully I'm within... Wow, that Jaeger mech, the other Jaeger mech on their team is behaving poorly. Alright,
Awaiting
are
orders.
we within? Alright, we're here. we're as close as we're gonna get, because we ain't getting any better here. Getting that water. Is that water? Yeah, it's water. It says it's water right there on the dialogue. Let's see if we can fight this fight uphill now. God, this battle. If I don't put the hurt on this battle master. Okay, I think we dropped the ERs for now. Let's go to the mediums, see where we're at. That's fine. Okay, so all the ER mediums with one large. If I can't drop this battle master fast, if I can't get some lucky hits, maybe take off that side. Oh, dodging as well. Yeah, everything. Yeah. The one problem about making a tactical reposition at full speed is that the other team can run along with you. Ooh. Here's where the hurt starts to happen. Okay.
Reporting heavy damage.
About the only upside to this position that I'm in right now, which is still not a good enough position. Alright, we're just gonna... Ooh. We can actually get... We can get some range, and we can get some cold rocks to stand on.
Here we go.
I'm gonna give up a little bit of heat by jumping here by a little. I say most of my heat. Yeah, alpha striking right now seems like a real bad idea. Let's start from the top. Mediums can reach, and they have that wonderful 95% chance to hit. An ER large is going to put us at too much heat for now, so we'll just fire the ER mediums. Okay, landing some hits, open another panel, that leg. I would love to take the leg off of Battlemaster because that would mean that it has to hobble its way over to me. Okay, she can get to here, which is in the river.
Copy that.
It's on a jump, which we don't appreciate completely, but, you know, gotta leverage the mobility while we've got it. Battlemaster, we are definitely not shooting all the guns. However, even with the jump jet, looks like... I think we just go with the mediums for now.
Confirmed.
Let the cooling waters of the river do its work. Watch that guy dodge, much to my chagrin. And then next turn, now that we're properly in the water, assuming we survive. I've got some armor. Catapult's got some armor.
Took a hard hit there.
Oh, apparently you can just walk down off of this ridge. Maybe. I'll have to review the tape on that one. I definitely feel like I couldn't. I had to have jumped off of that. Alright, cool. We're back to our turn.
Commander.
We've got some breathing space to play with regard to our heat scale and some space on our range because they are not crashing into me whole hog. I'm just going to continue to chip away at this Battlemaster. I do not want to be shutting down this turn. I would love to get rid of the stability damage here right now, but I think it's more important that I put some lasers on this Battlemaster. Alright, cool. Took away the missiles. It's only got a bajillion medium lasers and a PPC to back that up, along with both fists, but, you know, we're going to take our hits where we can. And the hits are going to come right to our face, for the most part.
I'm taking internal damage. Standing by.
What do you got back here? You seem perfectly content to be standing where you're at, because you are technically in the water. You have an obstructed line of sight to the Battlemaster, because he moved. He's also, yeah, cover. So let's chip on this guy. I think it makes more sense to fire the mediums, not the large. Which is going to become a problem if I can't leverage all the lasers. Wow, misses. Hate to see that. If I can't leverage all these lasers because I'm not sinking enough heat,
Waiting for orders.
that's going to be... It's going to make things even harder, as if they weren't hard enough.
Order acknowledged.
Beep, beep, beep. Backing up. There we go. Continue to plunk at this Battlemaster. Let's take a look at heat situation here. Can we... Yeah, I can't quite sneak in a large for a medium without going into overheat. But you know what? Looking at this, so it's a little hard to tell because I don't have numbers to look at it, but it looks like I've hit a kind of heat neutral situation with firing the 4 ER mediums and being in the water. Am I building up heat or am I just neutral? I get this weird feeling I'm building up just a little bit of heat each time. And I'm watching this meter. I wonder if in about 2 or 3 turns of repeated salvos like this, I'm going to end up topping off at the top of the scale.
Roger.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Chipping him apart. Apparently scaring him off. Ooh. Ow. PPC rounds. Not that I needed that arm that much. These ER larges are turning into a liability. Ooh, saucy little commando. Kind of makes me wish I had a pilot with bulwark right now. Yep. What was that about stability damage? I wish I had a way to get rid of it
Commander, I'm hit.
conveniently without having to pass a turn. Holy! Alright, I really wish I knew where that other Jaeger mech is, because that shot seemed to have come from somewhere in the outer orbit of this planet. Holy moly.
Aye,
As usual, the AI is doing the thing I want to do, but doing it better somehow. I won't claim cheating AI. That's just not nice. Apex, your precision strike is kind of wasted right now. Yeah, and even with the extra cooling, even with the cooling of the river, I have reached that point that I was kind of worried about. So I stood up. My 2 hit numbers are kind of garbage. I could inspire the hit, but my heat's so high, I think what I will just do is I will move. She's already so beat up. If I could, no. If I could, nope. If I could, nope. Can't really quite back up enough to get to where I want to be,
double time.
which is as far away from these people as possible. So we'll take this, present the left side. It's got some more armor there. We'll give them a different lead target to chew on. Someone with a little more armor.
Internal structure damage.
Continue to fight this, oh boy, fight this tactical retreat down the length of the river, and we're gonna run out of length of river if we keep this up.
I'm here. Ready for orders.
Okay. From here, wow, you actually have a clear line of sight? I kind of don't trust that that's right. I really don't trust that that's right. It's right somehow. Alright. Continue to tiptoe up the heat scale. Yep. We'll just keep working them with the ER mediums then. So we get some cover, so get some damage. Ooh, got a head hit in there. I'd love to take off one of the arms. That would be great.
Yes, Commander.
Alright. Wildfire. Need you to... Dang it.
I'm here.
There we go. Just... I guess I could take a step back. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, moving forward to turn around, to take one step back. Kind of horse apiece. Continue to keep a real tight eye, real close eye on that heat scale buildup. These mediums. Land a few shots there. Alright. Work the armor off. What's this guy doing? Changed his mind. Ow. PPC. At least it was to the arm. If the trend continues, those arms are just going to be ablative armor for the rest of this match, because... Oh boy, this guy wants a piece. Wow. Look at the feisty little commando.
Armor breach. Internal damage.
Yeah, I'm aware. Seriously, where are you?
Getting banged up pretty good.
You're up the river somewhere. That much I'm sure. Alright.
Standing by.
Just keep backing up. I don't want to split my fire. And I don't, sadly cannot take advantage of precision strike right now. We can, however. So that's interesting. Where did all my heat go? Did I just have you sprint back there last turn? I've actually forgotten what I just did. But it gives us... Wow. It gives us some heat scale to play with. Not a lot. But lets me get that extra laser in there. And it's just a matter of which target do I want to shoot at. So the Battlemaster's down to 3 medium lasers. It's 75 damage output, assuming it doesn't charge into melee. The Jaeger mech has its full armament. I'm hitting it from its strong side, armor-wise. I think I need to try and cripple this Jaeger mech as fast as I can. If I can remove some of their weapons from the game here as an ongoing concern, that makes it slightly easier for me. Alright. Okay. Open up the arm. Open up the leg too. I'm alright with that. That's right. Come on down the river where you're nice and exposed, please. Speaking of exposed, a bunch of my internal locations are now exposed. Bye. Wow. Are they ever?
Reporting internal damage.
Yep, I'm aware. I'm aware. I think we need to rotate the line again. Wildfire. Can't move back far enough to turn around. You can get to here and good enough. Face that way or do we face that way? I don't know that it matters all that much. Her right side is ever... Ugh. Right or left, she's going to get chewed up, so
Confirmed.
give her the right. I've got fractionally more armor on the right. Yeah, this arm is basically ready to fall off, but that torso's in decent shape. All right, what do we got? And yeah, we're continuing to crawl up the heat scale with the 4 ER mediums. That's fine.
Acknowledged.
At this point, I've well made my bed and have to lie in it. Hey, all right, took on AC5.
Reporting critical hit.
That's good. I'm okay with that.
Orders.
Kraken baby, you need to be the point man now, and I apologize for that order, but dude,
I copy.
your 2 friends are getting chewed up. Also, that jump makes this slightly more difficult, which is unfortunate. Yeah, so now we're in overheat off of 4 lasers. So we'll take my 3 lasers worth and hope for some useful hits. Alright, cool. Both AC5s.
Taking a critical hit.
I am okay with that output. We are making it hard for them to actually hurt me. That PPC. Oh, I keep forgetting that guy's PPC is live. That's fine. We got Kraken. He's ready to take the hits. Commando doesn't even bother to move. Everyone has now resigned themselves to being in this riverbed. He's got to be all the way back there, by the way. That Jaeger mech is like a mile and a half away up the riverbed. If the camera panning is to be believed, he is standing somewhere around here, and that is making me sad because that's what I wanted to do to them. Oh well. Okay,
Yes, Commander.
let's continue the river dance that we are on. Is there a place to walk up this embankment? Yes, there is at the end. Okay. I don't know that I'm going to walk up on the embankment. I think I'm going to end up huddling at the very end of this river for that sweet, sweet heat bonus and just going down in a blaze of glory right there on the spot. Edging ever so closely to the overheat threshold. Yeah! There we go. Take both arms off. Problem is going to be that Jaeger mech at the far end of the map.
That shot just grazed me.
Because
Awaiting
once I
orders.
chew through his buddies, there might not be much left of my mechs. Alright, Apex, can you please back up, turn around.
Move order confirmed.
Okay, so 2 medium lasers. 3 medium lasers. The PPC isn't even showing up in the list because the list is too long. That's why I miss it. Oh, and it's in a really really well armored section that hasn't taken hardly enough damage. Oh, hey, also, I'm about to set myself on fire if I use that large laser. 85s to hit. You know, I think now is the time. Now is the time.
Come on, people, let's make it
I know it's
happen.
only 10%. I know it's only 10%, but I really need every weapon system to be tracking properly if I expect to get out of this gully alive. Alright. Okay. Got some panels open.
Commander?
Alright. Kraken, baby. I want you to continue to do what I need you to do. Just face tank for the team. If you can open up some space there, that'd be great. How are we doing for heat? Right up on that heat scale. Okay, chipping away. Getting the damage in. Ow. I think I may... Ooh. So, jeez. Oh, good.
My armor is getting ripped off.
Wait, did you take damage from that? Yeah, I guess you did. Alright. So, Kraken
I'm here.
is running red line. I think I take a stomp and hope that it bleeds some of his heat in the process.
Acknowledged.
Kick him. Kick him good. That works as well, although I would have loved for you to hit the other side. That's fine. It's all good. That's right, back up. Back up, buddy. Ugh.
I'm taking heavy hits, Commander.
Alright.
Commander?
Apex, where are you at in terms of all of the things?
Moving to position.
Move, turn the corner. Get a clear line. Let's see where we're at. Overheat warning. Yep. Alright, so we're down to 3 lasers. I really need to get that PPC off of the table here, because 50-point chunks of damage are really not cool. I got a laser.
Target's taking a critical hit.
That's right. Death spiral. Death spiral.
I'm receiving
That's what we
you.
call in the business. And you chip away at a guy and you don't kill him, but you just reduce his ability to act. Yep. Speaking of reducing your ability to act, this heat
Copy
is
that.
bonkers. Misses. Can't have misses, Wildfire. Can't have misses. Ooh, yep, that was on the arm. That's alright. That's cool. That's cool.
Armor blow through.
We're fine.
Internal damage.
You're okay. somehow we have managed to somewhat even this up. God, it really? I don't know. At the very least. And here comes the from downtown. Their 3-point shooter. Ooh, that was a lot of damage.
That shot got past my armor.
If I managed to down his 3 friends, that guy in the back could still very well
Aye, aye.
ruin me. Kraken, you bled some heat, which is great. Absolutely fantastic. But you have to stay standing where you're at. I can't back you up. I can't back you up. You need to stay there and spot for my friends. Wow, we bled enough heat that we can just leverage the laser. Okay. 2 mediums and a PPC. Battlemaster's probably still the more dangerous thing here, and I might get lucky. I could get lucky. We'll see. Yep. All right. Come on, Kraken. Do some work. Another medium laser, taking taking
Reporting.
weapons off the table.
Critical hit.
That torso's almost ready to fall off. Almost. If I'm lucky, he's not going to get another shot off with that PPC because I've got two.
Standing by.
I got two to fire with first. Can I fit the fourth one in? Yes. Okay, cool. Back to getting all 4 lasers on this guy. Oh. Yeah, there we go. All right. Takes the remainder of that guy's damage output off the table. Now I just need to worry about melee attacks. So we are... Okay, so what do we got going on here? It looks like we have an obstruction. Let's see. There. There's an obstruction over the commando's head to that Jaeger mech. I would love to shoot at the Jaeger mech, but since it's down to... I'm still worried about this Battlemaster rolling right up on me and just body checking me to death. So I think I try and go for the kill on it. Whoa, yeah. Not with the larges. Continue to work the body. Come on. Get in there. Oh, yes! Whew, boy. This is turning into a meat grinder. Panels opening up left and right.
Internal structure damage.
Nobody's getting out of this safely. Except for this guy. Alright, lost a couple medium lasers, some heat sinks, I think. Jump jets for sure.
Yes,
Alright, let's take stock.
Ready for orders.
Who is the least beaten up?
Aye,
Commander.
yes, Commander.
So Kraken's CT is open, which means I think I have to roll him back.
I'm receiving you.
Ready for orders.
Oh, Wildfire, sweetie, I'm sorry, but you've still got both arms for potential damage ablation. So,
All
I
right.
hate to say it, but get up on there. And oh, okay. Large laser. 40 points. SRM 2. 2x10. 60. Jaeger mech in the back has 2 mediums. That's 50. So work the target with more damage output. This kind of hurts. Come on. Work him. Alright. CT's open. It's not a bad place to be. Uh-oh. Here we go. Yep. Come on. Avoid the center torso, please.
My internals are taking a beating.
Dude. You don't know the half of it. Alright. Pull back. Can you pull back enough and still wheel around? Yes.
Position confirmed.
I'm going to use the entire buffalo out of these catapults. Alright. Commando. We are now into shutdown territory. Take 3 shots at 25. You stay in heat scale. Can I sneak the... Can't quite sneak the large in. It's fine.
I copy.
Oh! I didn't lose two medium lasers. Because... Also, that was great. Because it's 2 mediums in the CT. Alright.
Awaiting orders.
Apex. Well, if I got lucky and I peg one leg with a laser and the other leg with 2 lasers, I could kill this Jaeger this turn. I am asking for a lot there, though. Also heat. Still good.
Copy that.
We're going to grind this out. Come on, leg shots. There's one. And the rest were body shots or a miss.
Reporting critical hits.
Okay. Don't really care about the ammo crit. So what's this? Okay, so hey, he moved up. That's actually not great for me. Okay, well, that's why we moved Wildfire forward.
I'm taking internal damage.
She had an arm to give, and she gave it. Nobody's getting out of here with both arms intact. Just let's make this clear, ladies and gentlemen.
Orders.
Awaiting orders.
quite back into the end of the river yet, but we're getting there. All right, where are we at? 3 lasers, 2 leg hits. Still not feeling like those odds are pretty good, but can I sneak the laser? Nope, still can't sneak that large laser in. Body, CT. Oh, we're taking this the long way, apparently. This guy's gonna move right up. Laser. That's cool. That's fine. Oh, what a day. What a day to be happy about losing both arms on these catapults. Wildfire.
Aye.
Oh,
Standing by.
boy, Apex is actually the better target now. Okay. I just need to move up enough so that Apex becomes the threat. Alright, come on. 4 medium lasers. 2 legs. Blowing something up one way or another. Well, one of those legs is well done. And we opened up the CT. Alright. Wildfire.
I'm here.
Back up. Yes, please.
Roger.
Truly an egg on legs. Oh, hello. Hello. No. Back up. Let's look at this. 61, 19. Go for that leg.
Fire it.
Yeah, there we go. 2 legs out, both legs destroyed. Mech done.
Destroyed.
Okay, so comes down to what does the Jaeger do this turn? He's gonna have to move up to get line of sight. He just makes a short move. Apex somehow tanking that damage.
Internal structure damage.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen of Good Guy Lance, you don't have to keep telling me you're taking internal structure damage. I have already notified the technicians that these mechs are not coming back in pristine condition. Boy. All right.
Commander.
It is. Oh, boy. Part of me wants to push my heat scale. Go for the alpha, because I don't know how many more rounds I'm going to get. But if Apex shuts down and this guy gets called shots on her, I do not know that that ends well for my team. So, actually, you know what? I just had a thought. How about Apex? This is crazy. Call me crazy. But I want you to give up your left side. Just barely, please. Being very delicate with the mouse positioning here. I want to give him that left side. I want this arm to get used up before any more of the torso locations. Torso twist. Yeah, buddy. And I really don't want to take the overheat damage right now.
Engaging target.
Okay, work that center. Work that center. It's got 5 armor left. This is good.
I'm here.
Boy. No moves. No moves. There's absolutely no reason to... Oh, there is a reason to move. Somehow don't have line of sight from where he's standing. The edge of that cliff wall is in the way. Alright, game. You have me on that. But what you don't have is me needing to be closer instead of further away.
On my way.
Because these ERs are bonkers long range. Okay. Get the target on. What do we got for heat? Can I can sneak in the large. Keeping track of all the heat scales at this point has become basically impossible for me. I can't I don't even know how this fits in. I don't remember what happened in last turn, but you know what? We're going to put lasers on target, and that is some good shooting. That is some great shooting. Let's stay out of the legs, and let's keep it on the body here. Turn around. I want to ensure that Apex is the one taking the shots here, and that this guy, this Jaeger mech, doesn't get any bright ideas. Got 95s to hit. We're tickling the heat scale though.
10-4.
Yeah, there you go. Center of mass. Center of mass. Working this guy. Let's see what he does. He's trying to close the gap. Okay. Oh no! He figured out my dastardly plan. Oh, that sucks. That was so close. I saw the arm go. Was like
Friendly battle mech
small
down.
bit of hope that he was going to survive that salvo, and then the last shot, CT goes pop. Okay.
Aye, aye.
I'm rubbing my hands. Warming them up. What do we got? So, I think I need to move back. Alright, so he's already gone. I'm going to get my two, then him, my two, then him, and presumably it goes my two, then him, my one, then him, my nothing, and I've lost. So, I want wildfire. Get a line on him. You've got a line on him. You've got heat headroom, which is good. Just center a mass this guy, please.
All right.
Here's one. Ooh, couple side torso hits. Got some ammo. All right.
Critical hit, Commander.
I think that actually might take his AC2s offline. I want to say that the Jaeger default, that Jaeger loadout only has one ammo bin of AC2 ammo. Apex. All right.
Awaiting orders.
Wheel back. Nope. Wheel back to here. Okay. Can you get to here? Nope. All right. So we'll take this spot. We're going to nudge it ever so slightly. Careful. Careful.
On the move.
Pirouette. Turn end. Not quite face. This is good. This is good. All right. Can I squeeze the large in? Nope. Still nope. Still nope. All right. Keep pointing those lasers in the middle. I like it. I like it. There's some good hits. Yes. Yes. Half the guns go away. Half the guns go away. Even snuck one of the medium lasers out. This guy's closing the gap. All right. We got the arm. Just need to survive. Oh, wow. Again, ladies, I know the other guys are off comms now for reasons. You don't need to keep telling me this. You do, however, need to continue to just ever so slightly get that guy in line and present your left side. Wait. Mouse over. Right side. Switch! Turn around. Face the other way. Alright, here we go. And let's hope the terrain behaves for me while I move around. Oh boy, these catapults, the techs are going to be so pissed. Get in there. Come on. Alright, side torso.
Objective complete.
Wait. I must have damage transferred. Oh, wow. All right. I wasn't expecting to win it that round. I felt like I was going to have to grind it out another round. Okay. So, in an hour and 8 minutes, 23 rounds, probably about 8 of which was repositioning. We got there. But we had to use, boy, oh boy, did we have to use the entire beast to get there. Every arm that we could give up. Every body part that was not critical, face it to the enemy targets. What did we learn here today? So we've learned that the game files, as they stand for the beta, the ERs that are not enabled by default, although they are defined, run very hot, which is to be expected. That's how they work on tabletop. Would expect no less there. They have obscene range for the kinds of engagements we're fighting right now, especially with the AI deciding in most cases to kind of just crash into your team as best it can, which makes their range a bit mitigated as a bonus. But what that also gets us is really good optimum ranges so that we can sit back at that medium to long range, as long as we've got some sort of spotter, and still get the full effect and effectiveness of our gunnery skill at that range. This is good. I like it. Boy, do they run hot, though. Man, if I ever do this again, I need to figure out why that game file tinkering wasn't working for me and get those extra heat sinks in there, because you do not get away with much on single heat sinks, especially when you don't have enough. And with that, I think that'll be all for today's BattleTech in the Morning. I am humbly, as always, Captain Nips, your not quite master tactician. And I will see all of you in tomorrow's video.